Are you curious about the emotion code or what happens during an emotion code session? Check out this video. Hi, I'm Cora Naylor, emotion code practitioner and life coach. Today I'm going to go over the 7 keys to the emotion code. But first, a quick overview of the emotion code. The emotion code is a energy healing modality that helps you release trapped negative emotions. And what happens over time is anytime you go through an event in your life, if you don't process those negative emotions, they get trapped in your body like a little ball, and they can cause imbalances. And these imbalances can lead to things like chronic pain, fears, anxieties, limiting beliefs, anything that's going to hold you back from doing the things that you want to do. So the emotion code was developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He wrote a book, and if you want some more information about it, I do highly recommend you reading his book. But for today, we're just going to go through the 7 keys. So the first key is the emotion code chart. So I don't have to read your mind to figure out what these trapped emotions are. I have the chart that was developed by Dr. Nelson. It's hard to see on here, but there are 60 negative emotions on here, divided into 2 columns and 6 rows. And so by using muscle testing, I can identify the emotions on the chart and release those from you. So that is key number 2, muscle testing. The way we identify the emotions on the chart is by muscle testing. If you want to learn more about that, it's super interesting. You can Google some videos on that on YouTube. There's a lot of different methods you can do for muscle testing. I do a ring method so if I'm doing asking a question, yes and no, answer questions. If it's a yes, it sticks. If it's a no, the fingers just slip right through. So I use that to identify the emotions for you, and then we release them. But before I can do any of that, I need to be your proxy. Most of the sessions I do are not in person. I mean, we can do them in person, but it's not always convenient. So I do them by video call or a phone call. And so I need to get hooked up to your subconscious as your proxy, and then I do the muscle testing on myself by chatting with your Wi-Fi, your personal Wi-Fi, which is your subconscious. And before we do any releasing, we check the severity. So I'll use muscle testing to ask your subconscious, what is the severity of your issue out of a 1 to 10? From there, we'll determine how many emotions are involved, and then release them, and then check the severity again and see where we're at. But before we can do any of that, I do need to get your permission. So I can't just go around releasing emotions from anybody. I do need to have their permission, and once I've got that, then we're good to go. And the way I release those emotions is by key number 6, which is using a magnet. So you can use any kind of magnet. I just happen to use the emotion code chart, which is also a magnet. It doesn't have to be anything special, but there's lots of nice magnets out there if you do want a special one. And the way we do this is to swipe the magnet over the governing meridian, which goes right from your forehead all the way down your spine. And by swiping that magnet, it's like erasing the back of a credit card. It just erases those emotions from your system, and that releases them. But before I do anything, we do have to make sure that I'm hydrated. So I'll drink some water and ask that question as well, and it's also helpful if the client is also hydrated. So there you go. There are the 7 keys to the emotion code, and you're all set for your first session.